What really happened that day? Was it just politics? Was it a mistake? Or was it something far more serious? Something that could bring down one of South Africa's most powerful political figures, Julius Malema.
Fighters leader Julius Malema this week returns to the East London Magistrates Court for pre-sentencing proceedings in his firearms discharge case. Malema was found guilty in October 2025 and multiple firearm-related charges stemming from a 2018 EFF birthday rally in Mdatsane, Eastern Cape. The pre-sentencing hearing is scheduled to continue on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, to weigh in on the legal and the political ramifications, we're going to be joined by the Dean Faculty of Economics, Development and Business Sciences at the University of Mpumalanga, Professor Kidiboni Pacho, as well as Advocate Matsobane Tlokana.
Because today we're diving into a story that has gripped the nation. A moment caught on camera, a gun raised in the air, a shot fired, and a court case that refuses to go away. And now, after years of silence, delays, and heated arguments, the final chapter is about to be written.
And tweets coming from the official EFF page with the countdowns, but basically saying that they're all behind their leader within the sentencing, as they have been since the start of this trial. It's been 7 years, 7 long years, Xoli, of this case, and it seems like it has finally reached its end, or has it? Because he has said that they will appeal. And of course, after the judgment, it was expected that maybe he will appeal, but it seems as though he's waiting it out up until it gets to sentencing. What we also do know that the pre-sentencing, which forms part of the mitigation, happened in January. And part of that, Xoli, was for Malema to present his arguments as to why the court should be lenient on him. And if you remember, he brought in a social worker that spoke to his childhood, his background, his upbringing, which speaks to much of his character, or that he is currently. But
let me take you back a little bit. It was 2018, a stadium filled with energy, supporters chanting, flags waving, the atmosphere electric. This was not just another rally. This was power, influence, and a leader standing in front of thousands and thousands of people. Then suddenly, something unexpected happened. A rifle appeared, and in a moment that would later be replayed over and over and over again across the country, a shot was fired. At first, many people didn't think much of it. Some cheered, some laughed, others were confused that what's really happening. But that moment, that single trigger pull, would spark a legal battle that will last for years. It's been 7 years now.
Going to East London tomorrow for pre-sentencing. How do you feel?
Well, I feel confident. I think justice will prevail, and if anything goes wrong, there is still a recourse. It's still going to be a long way to go. It's not something that should give people palpitations. It's a due process from the magistrate court. Will be going to the High Court, because I've already indicated that I'm going to appeal. So it doesn't matter whether the sentence is custodial or not custodial. All of it is going to be appealed.
Videos began circulating online. People started asking questions. Was that a real firearm? Was it legal? Who gave permission? And most importantly, was anyone in danger? At the time, explanations were quick to come out. Some said it was harmless. Some said it was just part of the show. But not everyone was convinced, because when a firearm is discharged in public, especially in a crowded environment, it becomes more than just a moment. It becomes a case. And Malema should have known that. Authorities began looking into the incident. Experts analyzed the footage. Witnesses were questioned. Ballistics reports were examined. And slowly, the tone began to shift. This was no longer just a viral clip. This was now a legal matter. Charges were brought forward, including unlawful possession of a firearm, discharging a firearm in public, reckless endangerment, serious charges.
Case against EFF leader Julius Malema has entered a critical stage, with pre-sentencing proceedings set for Wednesday and Thursday this week. Malema was convicted last year on multiple charges, including unlawful possession and discharging a firearm in a built-up area following a 2018 incident in Mdantsane. As the court prepares to determine an appropriate sentence, attention now turns to the legal and constitutional avenues available to Malema, including the possibility of appeal, sentencing alternatives, and broader constitutional considerations.
Now, here's where things got even more intense. The defense pushed back hard. They argued that the weapon wasn't what people thought. They questioned the evidence. They challenged the narrative. Supporters rallied behind their leader, Julius Juju Malema. Crowds gathered outside courtrooms. Social media exploded with debates. Was this justice or was this politics? The country was divided. As the case moved through the courts, every hearing became a spectacle. Legal teams clashed, arguments went back and forth, delays stretched the process over years. Each time it seemed like the case was reaching a conclusion, another twist would appear, another postponement, another argument, another headline. But behind all the noise, the question remained: what really happened that day? Then came the moment that changed everything. After years of legal battles, the court delivered its verdict: guilty, not accused, not under investigation, but guilty. The courtroom fell into a tense silence. Outside, reactions were immediate. Some celebrated the decision, others were shocked. Supporters stood firm. But one thing was clear: the story was far from over. Because a guilty verdict is only part of the story. The next phase is sentencing, and this is where everything could change. Because depending on the outcome, the consequences could be massive. We're talking about potential prison time and political consequences, and another thing is a career hanging in the balance. And now all eyes are on the court. I just want you to imagine this for a second. A single decision, one sentence, could determine the future of a major political figure, Julius Malema. Will it be a fine, a suspended sentence, or something far more serious? The possibilities are wide, but the stakes, they couldn't be higher. And now the whole of South Africa and outside countries are watching closely. Supporters continue to show up in numbers. Critics demand accountability. Analysts debate what this means for the future. And the conversations don't stop, because this is not just about one person anymore. It's about the law, it's about leadership, it's about consequences. And now I have a question for us: that what happens when power meets the law? Should public figures be held to a higher standard, or is this simply the system doing its job? And now, as we wait, the sentencing decision is approaching. The tension is building up, and the entire country is asking the same question: what happens next? Is this the end of Malema? Do you think he is going to jail? Do you think they will sentence him? What do you think? Because in cases like this, nothing is ever simple. And just when you think you know how it ends, something unexpected happens. Because this case has been dragging for 7 years, and we've been seeing the plot twist with the case. And please note that everything I said in this video is based on public news reports, and everyone I mentioned in this video is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. If you've made it this far, you already know this is more than just news. It's a story that's still unfolding, so make sure you don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to True Crime with Nsuku's Folktale, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will be notified. And this is True Crime with Nsuku's Folktale. See you on the next case.